the embattled city of Pokrovsk, Russian troops believed they had found safety inside a fortified building. But their cover didn't last long. Rolling up through the shattered streets came a Stryker infantry fighting vehicle, its gun already trained on the enemy's hideout. The silence was broken by a burst of firepower. The Stryker unleashed round after round, its cannon hammering the walls until they crumbled under the assault. Every shot tore away another layer of the occupiers' defenses, leaving them with nowhere left to hide. The suppressive fire was relentless. Dust, concrete, and shrapnel filled the air as the armored vehicle methodically reduced the building to ruins. Russian positions that moments earlier seemed secure were wiped off the map. For the Ukrainian troops on the ground, this wasn't just another firefight. It was proof that advanced Western armor could dominate the battlefield, clearing fortified positions with overwhelming force. In Pokrovsk, the Stryker showed why its arrival has become a nightmare for Russian forces. In the Kursk region, a Ukrainian Stryker infantry fighting vehicle found itself in a desperate situation. The crew had been engaged in battle when the ammunition for its main gun finally ran out. The enemy remained in position, determined to hold their ground. For many, this might have meant retreat, but the Stryker's crew chose another path. A bold decision was made to use the vehicle itself as a weapon. With its armor and weight, the Stryker advanced straight toward the enemy, prepared to crush their positions. But the maneuver carried enormous risk. Closing the distance meant exposure to enemy fire. At that critical moment, the navigator acted. Climbing out of the hatch, he brought his machine gun to bear, firing continuously to cover the vehicle's advance. His bursts tore into enemy positions, suppressing their fire and clearing the way forward. Side by side, the vehicle surging ahead and the gunner above providing cover. The Stryker crew turned a moment of vulnerability into a sudden assault. What began as a dangerous shortage of ammunition became a daring charge that broke the enemy's line. The result was decisive. Russian troops, unable to stop the advancing armored vehicle and pinned down by machine gun fire, scattered from their positions. The Stryker not only survived the engagement, but left behind a field of defeated enemies. This battle in the Kursk region shows more than just courage. It is a story of improvisation under fire, of a crew that refused to retreat, and of the will to turn every obstacle into an opportunity for victory. The brutal reality of trench warfare unfolds, seen through the eyes of a Ukrainian assault fighter. The footage captures every movement inside the trenches, every burst of fire, every step taken under pressure. This was no reckless charge. Before the assault, aerial reconnaissance mapped the enemy's positions with precision. Every bunker, every dugout, every machine gun nest was marked. From the headquarters, orders flowed directly to the assault group, ensuring that each move was coordinated, each strike deliberate. The Ukrainians advanced with discipline. Grenades cleared dugouts, rifles cut through resistance, and fighters worked in unison to drive the occupiers from their shelters. Despite the close quarters, where chaos usually dominates, the coordination was flawless. The assault group pressed forward without losing a single soldier. For the enemy, the outcome was far harsher. Russian troops, caught in their own trenches, had no such coordination. Under sudden attack, many fell where they stood. Others fled, leaving behind weapons, equipment, and their dead. The clash that was meant to hold Ukrainian forces instead left the occupiers shattered. This episode in Kharkiv is more than just another fight in the trenches. It is a demonstration of how preparation, reconnaissance, and discipline can turn even the most dangerous combat into a decisive victory. Ukrainian fighters walked away unscathed. Their enemies did not. On the border of the Sumy and Kursk regions, Russian forces attempted a bold assault. Their plan was to storm Ukrainian positions and break through the frontier line, but the attack never had a chance to succeed. Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance spotted the enemy long before they reached the border. Every movement was tracked, every vehicle marked. When the moment came, defenders struck first. FPV drone pilots launched their attack with precision. One after another, drones dived into armored vehicles, detonating inside and leaving them ablaze. Entire crews were taken out, and the column began to collapse before it could even reach Ukrainian positions. What was meant to be a show of force turned into chaos on the demarcation line. The Russians, disorganized and under fire, were forced to abandon their breakthrough attempt. Burning vehicles and heavy losses were all that remained of their assault. For Ukraine, the operation was more than just defense. It was proof of readiness, a demonstration that any attempt to cross the border will be met with firepower, discipline, and unshakable resolve.